It is a couple hours before my corporate finance class, and I just feel inspired to come on camera and talk about traveling in your 20s without, you know, being an influencer or having a lot of money. And mainly this video is going to be about just things you should consider before you travel by yourself, and if traveling by yourself is really for you. Something that inspired me to start this video was really watching people on Instagram, as I'm pretty sure a lot of you are doing because you're watching this video. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter maybe? Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter, just talking about how, you know, you see these people traveling to these extravagant places, eating all this food and meeting these new people and culture and everything, and it looks super cool, but most of them are getting paid to be there. But most of us don't have the luxury of getting paid to travel or having people sponsor us to travel. So I just want to make this video to break down things that you should consider before traveling in your 20s. Solo. So the first thing you should consider before traveling solo is, what is your why? Why do you want to travel right now in your 20s? You know, a lot of people that I talk about that are around my age, you ask them what their hopes and dreams are, and they're always like, I want to travel the world. And I'm like, where have you been? My why is, when I was growing up, my father was in the military and he was away a lot doing, I don't know what the formal military term for it is, but I guess missions. I don't know. He was away a lot, and then when he would come back home, he would always bring me something back from the countries that he's been, and it always made me super interested in history and cultures of different places, and I've always been inspired to visit the places that he's been and just go as many places as he's been. So that's kind of been my driving force for going. And another reason, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate to this, a lot of times when you go on trips with other people, it just goes horribly wrong. You know, they always talk about on Instagram how girls go to Miami, how girls go to Miami as friends and come home not as friends. You know, I feel like there's a little truth to that. You really have to think like, why am I here? What is my reason for doing here? Do I want a club in different countries and places, or do I want to, you know, really learn about culture and history in different parts of the world and just learn something new? Number 2 of things that you should consider super, super, super important. Are you good at solving problems? I'm not talking about math. I'm not talking about reading comprehension. I'm talking about, like, if you get lost in the city, in your state or a country, do you have confidence in yourself that you're gonna know what to do? Are you gonna break down and cry and panic and just, you know, become a quivering mess? If you are, maybe solo traveling isn't for you right now. If that is you, if you get really anxious about being in new places or in an uncomfortable setting, I would probably recommend, like, go be a tourist or in the town next to yours or the state next to yours, you know, just book a hotel room, explore, you know, go out to, you know, practice going out to eat by yourself, treat yourself, you know, really love yourself. It's only gonna be you. You're gonna have to figure out the issue by yourself. And if you know in your heart you cannot do that, then you don't need to travel right now. Because listen, I don't know if a lot of people could handle the situation I was in, because I wasn't going home. I was going to another country for a couple of days with no money as a foreigner. We're in a country that I didn't know anyone. Yeah, that sucks. Number 3. Can you even afford to solo travel? I think you can. So, listen, I work full-time. I'm talking 40 hours a week. I'm a full-time student taking 6 classes, 18 credits, and I have rent, car note, insurance, health insurance. Like, I have bills, just like a lot of you, or maybe you don't. I think this ties back to number 1, really finding your why. And it's like, why do you want to travel? If traveling is important to you and you really feel the need to go out and experience things before, you know, you get older, or just, you know, do something different, be adventurous, this is something that you really should consider. So basically what I do, and I think it's a good way. I'm a little biased, but I think it's a good way. Usually you want to plan these trips months in advance, especially if you're gonna solo travel, because you need to get a lot of things in order. So what I do, I usually only buy the round trip ticket to the place or places I want to go, right? And then I get paid every 2 weeks. So the next 2 weeks, once you buy the ticket, you are locked in. You have no choice but to figure it out and, you know, plan for your next trip. Call out for work. You have no choice. The tickets are booked, sis. Like, we on to the next step. So months in advance. So you buy the ticket, boom, locked in. Number 2, every 2 weeks you get paid. Spend a little bit towards the trip. So buy your hotel room buy your hotel room, or, you know, hostel or Airbnb on your next paycheck. And then on your next paycheck, you know, you could put a little bit towards something else. On your next paycheck, you could put a little bit towards, you know, excursions, and little by little your trip is planned out and you really didn't lose that much, you know. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna go on a trip, you wanna make sure you have spending money. That's self-explanatory. You wanna make sure that you're aware of, you know, what the typical price is for things in that country. That just goes without saying, but a trick that I've been doing that has worked out for me is just every 2 weeks I get paid, pay something more towards the trip, because trust me, you will keep prolonging, like, you know what, maybe now is not the right time to buy a ticket, maybe I'll buy it, you know, next month. No, book it right now. Just do it. Not literally, because we got to get our head right, we got to get in the right space. Number 4 is gonna be kind of short. Do you have time to travel? Like I said, I am a full-time student. I work 40 hours a week, full-time job. But just like anything, school has, you know, like spring break, winter break, different stuff like that. Even if you're just working right now and you're not in school, you could use 2 weeks of your vacation time and you could plan that out, and, you know, just take you don't even have to go for the full, you know, standard 2 weeks. You could go for a week, you know, and save the other week for miscellaneous, you know, sick days and stuff. So you definitely can find time to do this if that's something you really want to do. Going back to number 1, what's your why? Why do you want to do this? That should be your driving force. If traveling right now isn't that important to you, and you could rather just wait until you have kids, a husband, a career to travel when you have way more responsibilities than you do now, then hey, that's your prerogative. But I just feel like your 20s is such a period of growth and discovery. Like, I wouldn't take back my experiences traveling by myself for the world. Number 5 is, do you like yourself enough to be alone in a country with literally just yourself? There's been so many times, let's be real, there's been so many times where I've been lonely and, you know, I just wanna, you know, have fun and like maybe turn up with a couple of locals, and there's just no locals, you know? There's not really that many people to meet up with or hang out with. And especially traveling by yourself, you want to be a little cautious, especially if, you know, you're cute, but you definitely want to be cautious of meeting up with other people, because you will get lonely. And I think you should really ask yourself, can you entertain yourself for a long period of time? Because it's just going to be you, because you don't want to go to another country and then it just be you, and then you're just bored and lonely. You don't really want to do anything by yourself, so you just stay in the hotel room because I've done it. Just stay in the hotel room and call your parents or call your significant other or call your friends and say, hey, what's up? What you doing? Oh, I'm just in, you know, you don't want to do that. You want to get out and experience stuff, and you have to feel comfortable with doing it by yourself, because most likely it'll be only you. You know, you have to be able to like go to restaurants and sit down and order and just like eat, you know, by yourself, and just have fun and take in the scenery and just live your life. And so I just want to make this video because I think traveling has changed my perspective on a lot of things, how people live outside the US, things that I can implement in my own life. Meeting different people and seeing how they live, you know, how they raise their families. It's really mind-blowing when you're stuck in a bubble like the United States and you're really ignorant what happens in other countries. Yes, there's danger in other countries. I live really close to New York City, like a 15-minute drive, and I mean, New York City's dangerous. I mean, if you believe the news about New York City, nobody would go there, but there's so much more out there for us to see, and I just hope to encourage more people to take the leap and do that. Maybe not by yourself, but, you know, with a family member or with a significant other. I promise it will change your life. So if you want to see more videos like this, I'm gonna try to bust out some vlogs and stuff. I don't know, when I'm out, like, I'm really just like taking in the scenery. I don't really have too many like footage of me out, but make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me, like, what kind of videos do you want to know about? What kind of videos do you want to see from me? Hair routine? You want to know more travel stories? I have plenty of those. Yeah, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Bye.